It helps when you hit record. Oh, baby. Here we go. Coming into the blab. America's hottest, newest father. Looking for headphones. Looking lost. Good evening, Billy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Way to represent Ed Camp, New Jersey in t-shirt form.
Whoever made this is an awesome person.
Blab or the t-shirt? Because I can only take credit for one.
How you doing, my friend? It's been a while. I haven't seen you.
I know, we just been like two ships passing in the night. It's like we're married.
Exactly.
Oh, and he's got his microphone coming out. Look at him go.
Still don't know where the headphones are.
That's cool. I'm not getting any feedback, so that's awesome. So who's here? Jay is here. I see people at the top.
Adam, Marla, but Marla might have to make sure her hair's all right.
I'm sure it looks fine. Bergman, hanging out. He's here. The seat's open. You got podcast questions? Ask away. Fire them in the chat. Click call in.
I'll ask one, Chris. What's the best way to get started?
The best way to get started. Decide what you want to podcast about and just hit record using something as simple as GarageBand or Twisted Wave if you're looking for something that's web-based to edit your audio. That's great for Chromebooks. A lot of districts in New Jersey use Chromebooks. Audacity is a great free piece of software. You just need to be able to capture your voice.
So then the next question is, I want to start a podcast. I get one of these programs. What was that?
Soundtrap. I just recommended to Stacy a new program that's web-based for editing audio called Soundtrap. It lets you collaborate. It's a multi-track audio editor that's free. You can collaborate with people online that everybody can contribute to your audio file. So it's pretty cool. But okay, what was the rest of your question?
So how do you think about your topics?
Me personally, or how does one come up with topics?
Both.
For me, with the House of Ed Tech, which is my podcast, obviously a show like that has a theme. I'm not going to talk about, the Yankees because that doesn't fit my topic or the audience I'm trying to reach. Once you come up with a topic for your show overall, that's what you want to build show topics around. And every podcast is different. You can have 2 or 3 or 40 podcasts that cover the same content, like the same topic, but every podcaster will approach it in a different way. Which is why I think it's so powerful if you want to get students doing it, or if as a teacher you want to get involved in creating podcast content. There's enough room for diversity in the space.
Well, that brings us then to question 4, which Steph just put out there. Is it more valuable for students to consume podcasts or to create their own?
I think it's like anything that's good for kids. You have to expose them to it. If you want them to, learn about science, you're not just going to put them right away into a lab. You're going to teach them some basics and you're going to get them excited about it. Same thing with anything you want them to create. They have to be taught how to do it. And then once they have some basic knowledge, go forth and record.
That's some great advice. And Chris, I know you lots of ed tech. So how long you've been around for? What, 2 years now? 3 years?
I am at the beginning of year 3 for my show. Yeah.
So do you have, since nobody else seems to want to come on and join us, Chris, and this is going to be like the Chris and Billy show right now.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite show you want to share with the audience that they could find maybe on your archive or on your webpage?
My favorite episode that I've done? I don't know if I have one favorite episode. All I typically tell people is, like currently I have 55 episodes that I've released, and I apologize for the first 54. because I'm always learning something new about creating a podcast. But each one, like a child, means something special to me. So we have another caller coming in. I think her hair looks great.
I'm taking one for the team.
Please welcome Miss Weinstein.
Hello, hello.
What's going on, kiddo?
You know, learning about podcasts.
Yeah. Is this your first blab?
I think it is. I might have blabbed with you the first time you did it, but I was definitely not going on camera then. So, oh look, Stacy's giving me little things in the corner. Thanks, Stacy.
We call those props.
Woo! But so you know, fourth grade in New Jersey is a big American Revolution. That's what they talk about, I think, almost all year long. Right. And so one teacher had this project where the students talked about the different battles of the war and different aspects of it. And that would have been maybe cool for next year to do a podcast of each one. And maybe, you know, the class can develop different characters and say, like, reporting live from, you know, wherever they are, Colonial Williamsburg or
the Battle of Trenton.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It is slipping my mind. So, yeah.
I totally agree with that's a great project because you can have your students create, we could put podcast in quotes and I'll do air quotes, where, you know, you're not necessarily going to submit to iTunes and, you know, produce something like This American Life or pick your favorite podcast,
right.
But you have your students creating audio content, and in the fourth grade, that's good enough where you can share the file simply with Google Drive or some other free cloud storage.
Right.
And you could share it with grandma and grandpa. You can share it with the superintendent. You know, it doesn't have to be a worldwide phenomenon, but with the right topic, could a fourth grader do that? Absolutely. But the idea, I think, is just to get them creating in any form. You know, and a podcast can be audio, it could be video, it could be text, it could be a PDF file. So
it's just that subscription aspect that makes it a podcast. Is that what it is?
Yeah, if you want to go Wikipedia, you know, hardcore definition podcast, something you can subscribe to that's released via RSS.
Okay.
It's a blog post with audio, video, or just something you can subscribe to.
That could be a cool way to do a school newspaper.
Absolutely. Even in the high school I work in, you know, I've told the people who want to start the newspaper again, you know, don't waste your time doing a print newspaper, save the money and maybe invest in a better blog theme and let's do it as a blog. Then you could have kids doing video media and really, you know, do it like the Asbury Park Press is doing and have video content, or NJ.com. Do what's really happening right now. We don't need to make a newspaper like it's 1953.
We did a website newspaper in one of my schools, which was fun.
Very cool. And joining us from not a typical location, I see her when she gets on Blab, Stacy Lindis from West Windsor, Plainsboro. I just blew up her spot.
Yeah, I'm hanging out in Thing 2's room.
Oh, okay.
All of my normal locations are being infiltrated with lots of noise, video games, and my husband is on a FaceTime phone call with his brother as he shows him his screen. It's very weird. What's new, everyone? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I was giving other people the opportunity to talk to you.
No, I just wanted to chime in because of what you were saying. I agree. We're doing this. I met yesterday with the school newspaper, and we're looking at different ways to share the information that they want to share via the paper. And I had one kid who totally jumped on board and came back after fourth period, which is the period that they met, came back eighth period for his independent study and brought a friend, which I thought was really cute. And they want to start podcasting, but they also, with our G&T teacher who runs the school paper, are looking at ways to incorporate both mediums so that they can reach a greater audience, the listening audience, and the audience that's going to read their content. And they realize that they don't have a lot of writers on staff. So they're wondering if they can get more content creators by switching to podcasting. Yeah, and then you were talking about the American Revolution, and I have another teacher who is talking about creating those reenactments. So,
very cool. That would be neat to have to see what those students turn out as their projects.
And you can even you can blend it all together, because you may have kids who still and should love to write, and going digital gives those kids the opportunity to still express and have their student voice heard and still be creative in that way. You may have kids who audio isn't enough and they want to be creative and shoot video. I mean, there are fourth graders out there in the world with great YouTube channels. Let's hit. And then you may have people who are like, okay, audio is as far as I want to go, and they can do a really great job doing sound effects and have some fun with that.
And I had kids who were like, yeah, no podcasting for me. So that was interesting too.
I was in a chat last week, and we were talking about STEM, and they said one cool idea could be to make musical instruments using STEM. And even I was talking to another teacher about how, like with Earth Day coming up, we can use recycled materials in STEM to make these instruments, and we talked to the music teacher, but also they can be the special effects tools that I know is like a huge draw for the students to do and incorporate into the podcasting.
I think the topics are kind of limitless. That's why I posted the picture, because those kids just kind of went with it. They're like, we could have a debate. And then the one kid who came back for his independent study, they've already named it the podcast that he wants to create. I mean, this has been less than 24 hours. He's like got a name, and it's Podcussions. So it's podcast discussions. And they're going to be debating like big topics. So for us, it's, should fifth graders have Chromebooks? And I'm kind of scared to produce that particular episode, because that's my job. Like,
that's great. It's like point and counterpoint. I think that's great.
Right.
Very like, yeah.
Right. Very hidden
Wonderful.
brain. Like when there's a podcast that I listen to where the host and Daniel Pink go at it for a minute on each side and just kind of have that discussion. So I think that's kind of cool. Did you just kick Billy out?
I told him I was going to, because I don't want the seats to be monopolized. So
I am ready to go. I'm just going to take a screenshot to show that I'm trying something new today.
You can click the button on the left-hand side that says share last 30 seconds. And then if you write something, it usually creates a GIF. Is that right?
Yes, it will GIF.
Oh, no, nobody needs that.
I'm already doing it. So this will take the last 30 seconds of video.
It's such a phenomenon, because I just feel like the three of us are having a nice conversation, but then I forget that everyone else is listening in and can hear.
And that Jay Eitner is sharing it at a board meeting.
A Board of Ed work session. So hello to the people of Water.
Hello. Now
and what's really cool is that it gets recorded, and then anyone can view it later. So it's not like Periscope where it disappears in 24 hours.
And I'm recording.
I should have researched this a little bit more before hopping on.
You're doing fine, Marla. By the way, is there a treadmill in the background that we don't see?
There is not. I was trying, but Chris, I always listen to your podcast when I go for a walk. So it keeps me fit and healthy and educated. So love
people fit and healthy.
Yeah. House of Ed Tech is good for you.
An unintended outcome.
Yeah.
Miss Hessline, you did click call in. I'm just
yes, Miss Hessline. Where are you? Oh my goodness. Okay. I have to tweet this out. Sorry.
Principal Harris is hanging around. AJ Bianco is hanging around. Now, if Adam Schoenbart pops in, he better have his pop-ups blocker enabled.
Oh, gosh. So I have a question for the two of you. Is the chat still taking place on Twitter?
We have directed everyone back to Blab, so I'm not sure if everyone found their way over. But I think this is nice. It switches it up, and
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of Twitter chats are headed this way, and I feel like Chris led the
Very hard for the
charge. You led the charge. This is here tonight, and I know EdBeat is doing this again tomorrow. So
nice.
nothing like going to the EdBeat chat and then they could play music during the chat.
Ooh,
I'm
you have like a
not sure I
dance
think that
party.
sounds kind of illegal.
You can play you could play anything, but you can't then use that and distribute it as a podcast. You might run into
Okay. No, I know, and I know they create whatever playlist for via Spotify, which I will listen to as I'm taking part in the chat, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. So Stephanie, you don't need to keep the seat open. Pop in. But soon enough, I'll click the X on Stacy. It'll be fine.
I was going to say I'm going to leave. I have to get the Rugrats off to bed, which means I need to leave my son's room. He's got 13 minutes, 12 minutes.
Put the kid.
But it was great chatting. I'll listen to you guys now. Have fun.
Thanks, Stacey, for coming in.
Thanks.
Just pimp your blog real quick.
Oh, yeah. So if you can look on the screen, I'm at Iron Tech, and my blog is irontech.me, where I am starting to blog about podcasting. So I'm a week behind, but I'll get there.
Cool. Thank you.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks for letting me come in.
Thank you for joining us.
This is fun, Marla.
Yeah.
And Stacey, I didn't give her the chance. I didn't ask her about it, but she actually applied for a grant through her district education foundation, and she got a whole bunch of podcasting gear to use in the school she works in. So she got some microphones.
That's awesome.
Mixers, and she's going to get her students in her 4-5 building podcasting. Teachers are really excited about it. So there's a tip. If you have an education foundation or a way to get some money for your classroom, podcasting gear might be the way to go.
And I have a question for you, because I do a lot of digital publishing with students, and students are always trying to record, and we have a problem because this is a school, not a recording studio, and there's always something going on in the hallway, and all of this background noise is getting picked up, and we try doing our best with the recording on an iPad or a Chromebook, but it's that background noise. So I just don't know what kind of noise reducer we can use. I do have a Snowball microphone that I bring in sometimes, but it's that background noise. I don't know how to eliminate it or reduce it.
Well, I would say my experience with background noise, I mean, I've released some episodes, and you may have heard, when I was at ISTE last summer, I recorded conversations with people on the expo floor at ISTE.
Okay.
So in my mind, there's some ambiance there. Now, in a school setting, you may not want to record your podcast in the middle of the cafeteria during lunch.
Right.
But if you have a space in your classroom or maybe in the library, I think it's perfectly acceptable to have some background noise, because it would be understood these are students, or I'm a teacher and I do my show at my school.
Okay.
People can be forgiving.
I hope so.
Or I wouldn't record my podcast during dismissal out near the bus.
All right, so just to know that I'm not in Hollywood filming my podcast, that I am in real life.
Or if you're looking for a good space, maybe you head down to your school's band room, where maybe that is a soundproof space because the band is down there.
We don't. Right, I'm trying to see if the grant will allow an extension in my building that is a soundproof recording studio.
So you're looking for a grant to build onto your building?
Yeah, of course. I'm just... Yes, I'm just teasing.
Jay Eitner was trying to call in, and I was about to accept him, and then he went away.
Oh, maybe because he just wants to chat just you and him.
Oh.
and I can go. Is there anyone else who wants to talk to us?
Stephanie, come again. Am I borderline bullying her to come in here?
She's not feeling very well today, so I don't think she wants to be on the camera.
It's okay if you're a little under the weather.
Yeah.
And coming in from Waterford Township, the one, the only
people that are talking right now. And if you look also, no, do not You're looking at the chat, okay? But you're not. Don't hit any. No.
Jay, you're on the air, Jay. Playing his car. Okay, he's gone again.
Okay. It looks like he was in the car. That's not so safe.
Yeah, don't blab and drive.
No. Sorry, officer. There's a Twitter chat I need to be a part of.
Just stays in. Well, she was talking. You were sitting there looking like a big talking head who wasn't talking, Billy. You can call back in, Billy. That's cool.
Billy is jealous. Oh, Billy, put your daughter on.
It could be her first blab.
I know. Even if she's sleeping, we'll be very quiet.
Yeah.
Too funny. All right. I think I am going to go, but this has been lovely.
Oh, see, and I joined. I was going to say, there's no way I'm bringing her because that's what I keep looking at because she does not want to go to sleep right now.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough.
It's been going on for the last hour and a half.
Oh, newborns.
Yeah.
Is she 6 months?
She's 5.
Excellent. All right. Thank you for having me on my first blab. And
Marla, inviting me to come and be a part of NJED tonight. I appreciate it.
Chris, it was awesome to have you this week. You have such insight, and we appreciate you sharing it with us.
I'll come back anytime.
I appreciate that. What are you doing next? In 2 weeks? Podcast part 2. NJED podcasting Palooza continues.
Whatever you guys want to do.
We'll see.
There was a time where I fantasized about NJED being like a live call-in show. And then Billy said, no, you can't do that. That'll never work.
I don't know.
Oh, just blame me there.
I'm not gonna.
I probably did say that. I don't remember.
Hashtag truth.
We could try it.
Hashtag good night. Bye, guys.
Good night, Marla. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And rather than kick, okay, she figured out how to. Oh boy, here we go.
Oh no, who's coming in? Oh, forget it. I'm leaving.
From North Jersey. Paula, you are on the air.
I only came in to say hello and talk to William.
Dude, you're wearing a sweatshirt. It's like 70 degrees outside.
Okay.
It's always a little colder in the shade of the shadow.
That's right. Shadow is here.
So what's your name, caller?
She really didn't only pay you for that?
And she told me I could stay as long as I want.
Really, because people can see his name on the screen. But if I ever release this recording, welcome
Who ate it or me?
to the air, AJ Bianco.
What's going on? What's the matter? I heard my name. I heard my name. What did I do?
I just introduced you.
Hello, everybody. Happy NJED night.
What's going on, AJ?
You know, enjoying the chat.
Or is it NJED?
What?
Really, what's the pronunciation?
Okay. It's good.
Way to respond to the question, Billy.
Yeah. There you go.
I didn't even hear the question.
We noticed.
NJED or is it NJED?
My whole Twitter just froze on me.
Well, Chris, I'm going to go with NJED just because it kind of goes with the flow of the letters.
Works for me. Whatever AJ says.
Hey, I just checked Twitter and Ross Coops put a little advertisement for something not related to our chat in the chat.
Look at that.
I should do an episode on Twitter chat bombing.
Well, we could bring in Nate Stevens and he could talk about glitter bombing.
Glitter bombing?
Don't follow.
That sounds like something I wouldn't want my daughter to do when she becomes a teenager. If I had a daughter. Thank God I don't. No offense, Billy.
Oh, please.
Please, what?
You're welcome.
Apparently, you made Adam Schoenbart laugh.
Okay.
So there's nobody talking on NJED right now. The last one I have is a picture of Marla with a screenshot.
Oh, Chris, there's our answer. NJED.
10 minutes later.
3 weeks later.
What, are we switching the hashtag in the middle of the chat?
Wow.
Jay Eitner just tweeted that he's learned not to pass his phone around the Board of Ed meeting to demonstrate technology. That's okay, Jay. They didn't break it. So, Billy, do you do anything with podcasting with your students in your school, your setting, or?
No, I don't do anything with podcasting.
What kind of content do you have them creating?
I do basic skills, my friend.
Well, great. I'm not familiar with your actual career.
Basic computer skills. Would love to do podcasting. Don't have the tech equipment for it, nor do we have the time.
Grade level.
3rd and 4th.
3rd and 4th.
Mainly learning how to type and use Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. And benchmark assessments.
Oh. Sorry to hear that, Billy.
Yeah. And a few other fun things when I actually have time.
What are some of those activities?
Mystery calls, mystery Skype.
Record those. That's a podcast.
Well, it all depends if you have permission from parents.
Oh, okay. Who's the wolf pack? Billy, is that you, Stephanie, and Mark? You guys are the NJED.
I have no clue. What hashtag are we using right now?
Billy, if you look over to the side, the chat's there. That's what Chris is referring to.
Oh, I'm looking on the Twitter chat.
Not the Twitter chat. The Twitter chat is kind of slowed down right now because of this.
And this is why I always said that it won't work. I'm trying to do both because people get confused between both. But this might be fun to do for NJED chats rather than doing it on Twitter. I don't think you could do both. I think you have to do one or the other.
No, you could do both. You just have to have 2 separate things going.
Yeah, but look what happened to the NJED chat. It completely died off.
Well, I mean, that could either people aren't interested or they didn't get the hint when we were tweeting out, "Hey, we're moving over here for the second half hour."
Yes, I'm going to go in a second.
If you market it and you push it,
they will come.
They will come.
But I'm going to go ahead and see if the wife needs help with the little one.
Cool. And the little one doing well?
I'll let you know in the morning. I'll talk to you too soon.
All right. Hey, if it's all good, you're more than welcome to pop back in.
Hopefully.
Billy Krakauer, everybody, at W Krakauer on the Twitter.
Sorry, Chris.
And it's a typical blab now, me and AJ.
With everybody else watching.
Everybody else watching.
Uh-oh. Look at that bar up there. Just make that happen for like 2 minutes. Just make that happen for 2 minutes. Come on, guys. 2 minutes. Yes, make it happen. Come on.
There we go.
Who is it? Oh!
You can say hi.
Hi.
Hey, he looks like a kid who used to tell a medium-sized joke of the day. But that. No.
What's up, guys?
Hi, Adam. So wait,
Isn't the Sausage King of Chicago?
For an hour and a half.
And look, it's
Dave
all
Schultz?
back to normal because EJ's not paying attention.
Fill it out.
I got
What's up?
tomorrow's joke of the day already.
What is it?
I'll tell you tomorrow.
He wants a preview. He's up tonight.
It has the word. I don't know what it is, so I have to look. I was hoping I could figure it out before I finish that sentence, but I don't remember. I'm checking my Twitter.
2 hours.
It
Take the other job. Take the other job. If she's struggling, she needs
has the word can in it.
It has the word what?
Can. C-A-N. Can.
Oh, can.
Yeah, so get ready for that. It'll blow your minds.
I think Adam just challenged you, Rich, to the joke of a medium kid joke of the day.
Exactly what just happened.
Richie, why haven't you been doing the joke of the day?
I've been too busy.